Hey, everybody. It's me. It's your boy. It's Morrell. Welcome to Morrell's Man Cave, where we keep the party going. I have a nice topic to talk to you guys about today. For the men, how do you keep your woman happy in a relationship? And I get it. They're complex individuals. One minute they're hot, the next minute they're cold. Overall, we need to figure this out. Now, of course, this comes with experience, but I think I have a groundbreaking method to make this happen. My method is I call it the 221 process. I'll say it again. It's the 221 process. I'll break that down in just a second. Think about it like this. You meet your woman, or you're in the dating phase of this woman. What are you doing? You're dating. You're going to multiple locations. One date you might go to, let's use Applebee's. One date you might go to the bowling alley. One date you might go to a basketball game. One date you might go to the park. One date you might go to um, an amusement park. Next day you might go to Disneyland. You basically, in the beginning of a relationship, you're going to multiple different locations. More than likely, if she's local, more than one date per week. So indirectly, man, I want you to understand this. You have trained this woman to be like, oh my God, this is something new, this is something adventurous, whatever it may have been. And in your head, you're like, okay, this costs this much money, this costs this amount of money, this costs this amount of money. But overall, you've trained your woman that's just gonna be your woman one day to see some excitement 2, 3, 4 times a week, going on multiple dates. Then after a while, once you got to know her after so long, you didn't have some bedroom fun, you start to get lazy. And you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna bring it to the house. We're gonna watch some movies and we're just gonna chill. She's gonna come about the house, we're gonna chill. I'm gonna go by her house, we're gonna chill. The dating process stops. And that's when the relationship is almost over with. Am I lying? Just think about it for a quick second. You met her, you got her phone number. Hopefully, you didn't get her Instagram. I don't know how dating is in 2025, but you got her phone number and you're like, okay, I'm gonna call her. Now you didn't have so many phone calls to get her interested. Cool. Now you done had so many dates to entertain her, show her a good lifestyle or whatever you can afford or whatever you can do. Cool. Now she's gotten used to your phone call. She's gotten used to you taking her out on multiple times. You got what you wanted to a degree. You got your bedroom fun. Cool. She's cooking for you now. Cool. But what happened in a relationship? You start to get lazy and you stop going on dates anymore. I'll give you an example. Let's say you had gotten married to a woman and you go to work, she goes to work, or she stays at home. Either or, that part is irrelevant. What she does with her day. You come home from your day after days of working, like, hey, babe, how you doing? Say, hey, babe, so forth, so on. And what do? Sit on the couch. You're being lazy. She's remember that dopamine of when you started first meeting her, started taking her on multiple dates. Like, you know what? Hey, babe, let's go to here. Let's go here. But now you're just lazy. You come home from work and you're just sitting at home and you're like, you know what? I'm not gonna do nothing at all. I'm just gonna watch some TV. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna have some bedroom fun. I'm gonna do the same thing over and over and over again. And after a while, she's like, man, this ain't cool at all. This is not what I signed up for. I signed up for all of these 3 to 4 dates, 2 dates, one date, whatever it was per week. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a method to fix the madness. I said it in the beginning. I say it right now. I call it a 2-2-1 process. Like, damn, Morrell, damn, OG. What is the 2-2-1 process? Let me break it down for you right fast. One is the most important part to get the other two to work in sequence. You met this woman by dating. Guess what you got to keep on doing? Dating. I recommend at least one date night per week. That's it. Entertain her mind. Keep it going. You met her dating on 3, 4, 5 multiple dates per week. It's not sustainable. And we all know that because life happens. You got to go to work. You got to get some sleep, so forth, so on. But you got to make that one date night. And one date night, let's not be lazy. All right, babe, come on, let's watch some TV. Let's watch some Netflix. Let's watch some CBS or NBC or maybe some sports. No. You have to get outside the house. Once you get outside the house, that's considered to be a date. Why? Because you're getting to dress up. Ain't got to be like dress up like you're actually going to it. It could be some athletic attire. You know what, babe? Let's go for a walk down the street. That is a date. Get outside of the house. We're so lazy when you sit back and really think about it. If you talk to a lot of married couples who've been married for like 10 years plus, they got the same routine. Man goes to work, he comes home, they watch some TV, they go to bed, rinse, repeat the whole cycle, so forth, so on. So what I'm telling the men to do is keep at least one date per week. It could be, like I said, you go for a walk. It can be going to a restaurant. It can be just, you know what, let's take a drive and actually get out and start talking outside the house. That's the most important part, getting outside of the house. Now, what are the other two? So I explained the one, date at least once per week. Now it's time to go for the number two. I recommend that you eat 2 home cooked meals per week. Why? You guys are spending way too much money on food. Way too much money on food. Everything is, let me go DoorDash over here. Let me go get this stuff from the store because I don't have time to cook or whatever it may have been. If you go back to the 1900s, well, I grew up in my era. I'm 47 years old. We grew up where we ate home meals a lot. We might not sat at a table per se to eat, but we always ate home cooked meals. Why? Because we knew that all this restaurant food wasn't the best. Put that that love, that soil, that ginger, that salt and pepper inside those meals, and both of y'all consume it at the same time. I think that's so important to the regular world of keeping a relationship going. Now, the other two, you got to have bedroom fun at least twice a week. I said it, at least twice a week. Women, think about it like this. Do you think that man really cares about your career? Do you think he really cares about what you got to say most of the time? Not really. The reason he is committed to you because he cares about you. He loves you. Don't get me wrong. But he finds you super attractive and he wants to have some bedroom fun. Keep the bedroom fun at least twice a week. The key word is twice a week. Here's why I'm saying this. I'm looking at it from a longevity point of view. I'm saying the minimums. The minimum is at least one date per week. At least one. At least 2 home cooked meals per week. At least. And at least 2 bedroom funds per week. If you can do those 3 things, I can almost guarantee you're going to have a very happy relationship. Just think about it. Women, when you first meet them, what do they want? They want dates. Take me out the house. Take me somewhere. Show me off like a new diamond. Show me off like a new car. Show me off and let me know what's going on in your world. I want to meet your friends. I want to quote unquote stun on these hoes by showing them some good outfits. Keep them going on dates. 2, hopefully you pick the right woman and women know how to cook. Cook at least twice a week. Let's get back to staying in the kitchen. And I'm not saying the woman has to cook. What I'm saying is between the two of y'all, somebody should be cooking at the minimum 2 days per week, at least. And then on top of, if you get the woman to go on a date at least once per week, she's excited. Oh man, I can't wait till next week when we do something. Now she might want to get back in that kitchen and start cooking a little bit more. If you got hypothetically just ribs, you might get ribs, you might get some broccoli, you might get some cheese on the broccoli, and you might get some, let's say hypothetically carrots. You might get more sides to your meal if she's going on dates. You don't go on dates, you just get the ribs. You're like, damn, I got ribs, I don't have no sides. It can be just that simple. And with the dating and with the home cooked meals, it's going to make you both stimulated that you want to have those at least twice per week bedroom funds. What are your thoughts? What are your comments? Engage. Let's go. Let's talk about it. The 2-2-1 process. 2, at a bare minimum per week, 2 times bedroom fun. At a bare minimum, 2 home cooked meals. I'm not saying she got to cook it. I'm not saying you got to cook it. Between the two of you all, you should be eating at a minimum 2 home cooked meals. Bring it back to the basics. And also, men, stop being lazy. Take your woman out on a nice date night. What I want to do next is show you some great invention. You know me, I'm all about this Google and this AI stuff over here. Let's take a quick looky right fast. Now, I just typed in a simple phrase. It said, what is a key for a relationship? AI tells me, I'm just making this stuff up. It tells me The key to a strong relationship isn't a single thing, but a blend of communication, trust, mutual respect, and empathy, supported by commitment, honesty, vulnerability, and shared experiences. Shared experiences is very important too. How do you share experiences? Go on dates, get outside the house. It can be just as simple as let me go for a walk. Ain't gotta be nothing crazy. Get outside the house. I understand you got a whole day's of work. You got them kids, you got them baby kids. If you got baby kids, that's on you. I can't, hey, work on your parenting skills. Get outside the house. My next slide I have for you guys is another simple one too. What's actually kind of crazy when you really think about it. How long do relationships last? According to AI, relationship lengths vary wildly, but studies show around 17 to 20 months for dating relationships, while ending under a year, while first marriages last until divorce on average around 8 years. Throughout, throughout many last decades, key factors include age, commitment, communication, lifestyles, and fading honeymoon phase, but long-term love is possible with effort. I'm giving you some effort. The 2-2-1 process. I'll say it again. Dates. You have to go on, men. Stop being lazy. Get outside the house. Go for a minimum of 1 date per week. The key word is minimum. If you do it 3 times a week, 2 times a week, guess what it's going to do? It's going to stimulate her mind. It's going to remember the old days when we take her out all the time. What's it gonna do for her? She's gonna be way more happier. Oh my God, I'm out the house. I'm putting on all these clothes. I got my big old closet over here. I got 20 clothes with tags on them I haven't even worn before. Thank you, hubby. Thank you, boyfriend, whatever it may have been. Now, the mutual respect between both of you all is going to give you that minimum twice a week bedroom fun. Am I saying this is the minimums? No. Well, the minimums, yes. Can you do more? Absolutely. I'm thinking about it forward. When you're 50 years old, you ain't trying to do bedroom fun 3 times a week, 2 times a week, 3 times. You ain't trying to do no marathon. Maybe twice, I'll give it that. What I'm saying is, if your routine is bedroom fun 5 times a week, when you're 50 years old, that go out the window. I'm thinking long term. So if you listen to this video and you're 18 years old, do what you do. But the main thing is I want to get it back down to the minimums. At least 2 times a week for bedroom fun, at least 2 times a week for a home cooked meal, and at least once for date night. That's it. It's real simple. I'm not just making this up off the top of my head. It works. Matter of fact, prove me wrong. Go ahead and try it. Ask yourself this. When's the last time you took a woman out for a date? Your wife, your girlfriend, whatever it may have been. Or have life just really came in and you be like, I ain't got no time. If all you got is the weekends, you're messing up. You got to find that time to keep the woman stimulated. This is a empowering video for the men. I want the men to start taking back their relationships. Not that they've lost it. Make this clear. What I'm saying is the date night needs to be important. Like I said, you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money. You go for a walk. You go for a car drive. You can go maybe downtown and watch the lights. There's so many things you can do, but keep the party going is my whole point of that. Let me end this video, but my main purpose is, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring it back to the basics. When you met this woman, you talked on the phone until 7 o'clock in the morning. You hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. Okay, cool. That happened. Now, hey, babe, let me take you to Applebee's, bowling alley, baseball game, football game. I'm gonna take you to wherever it may have been. Wherever it may have been. You take it to all these places, and then in return, y'all both mutually have some bedroom fun. Cool. What happened to that? What happened to the dating part of the relationship? We need to get back to the basics to turn our relationship to that's almost dying. And I'll give you even better anecdotal experience. I lived that life. I went to work, I came home, and I stopped taking my woman on dates because life started happening. The kids was getting in the way. The kids take up a lot of the woman's time. So we as men, we can step in and help out with the kids too. I'm not saying I didn't help. What I'm saying is the dating process stopped. And now that I'm older, now that I'm more wiser, I want to give the game to each and every one of you all, whether you be 18 years old, Whether you be 25 years old, 35 years old, so forth and so on. The game is you met a woman by dating, keep on dating. And with that being said, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Hey, throw in some comments right there. I want to hear your feedback. Does my 2-2-1 process work? And with that being said, keep the party going.